Greetings and hello. We're going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to browse through Wikipedia, just look at different articles. I'm just going to read them out loud, give my thoughts on them, and in the editing room, I'll go back and delete the ones that I find were super boring, I think. So it's going to be a very stream of consciousness kind of video here. Trying to find a nice style of making these like geography and history / military related videos that isn't like crazy boring to watch. So it's going to be a very disjointed and kind of chaotic jumping from one topic to another kind of thing. Katahama Station is a railway station in the city of Numazu, Shizuoka Prefecture. Sorry, Japan. It's in Japan. And it looks like this. Anything interesting about this? Opened on March 21st, 1987. The last train station to be built by the Japanese National Railways, JNR, before its privatization. In 2017, it was used by an average of 2,452 passengers daily. Seems like a lot of people. Do I keep that in the video? I don't know. Editing me will decide in the future. 128P/Shoemaker-Holt, what a name, also known as Shoemaker-Holt 1, is a periodic comet in the solar system. The comet passed close to Jupiter in 1982 and was discovered in 1987. Wait, how's that work? I guess they retroactively figured out, oh, it must have passed Jupiter 5 years ago? It was last observed in March 2018. The nucleus was split into two pieces, A and B, during the 1997 apparition. Apparition? The appearance of something remarkable or unexpected, typically an image of this type. Okay, so last time they saw it. Okay, so it's split in two. Not sure if that's going in the video or not, but hey, who knows, it might. I don't know what the heck I'm doing here. Okay, this just sounds interesting. The Brosno dragon, also known as Brosnia, is a lake monster which in Russian folklore is said to inhabit Lake Brosno near Andriopol in western Russia. It is described as resembling a dragon and is the subject of a number of regional legends, some which are said to date back to the 13th century. So it's kind of like the Loch Ness Monster, but for Russia. Wait, where's the Loch Ness Monster from? I mean, it's Loch Ness, but where is Loch Ness? The Scottish Highlands, okay. It's in Scotland. Here's the Loch Ness Monster. This is like a hoaxed photo. Literally looks like some dude raising his arm out of the water, and like this little part right here is his wrist, and that's his hand. Theories on the Brosno dragon. Many people treat the existence of Brosnia skeptically and say that the creature may be a beaver or a giant pike. Interesting, it is rumored that during World War II, the beast swallowed up a German airplane. I think I'll keep that in the video. The Golawar, Gola, is a caste found mostly in the states of Andhra Pradesh and a bunch of other countries in India I don't know how to pronounce. They are predominantly sheep, goat, and cattle herders. That's right, they've got like a caste system in India, don't they? I don't know much about this stuff, but is that bad? Like caste systems are bad? I don't know. I'm ignorant. Wait, what? 2022 Peruvian self-coup attempt? Wait, a coup is when you try to overthrow the government, right? So what's a self-coup? The government tries to overthrow itself? Wait, how's that work? Yo, we're running this place. Let's overthrow ourselves so we can continue to run this place. Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. How can you self-coup? You're already in charge. On December 7, 2022, President of Peru Pedro Castillo attempted to dissolve Congress in the face of imminent impeachment proceedings by the legislative body, immediately enacting a curfew, establishing an emergency government, and calling for a constituent assembly. Oh, gotcha. So the president was going to get kicked out, and so he tried to just get rid of Congress. Also keep in mind, especially for political stuff, I'm just reading stuff off of Wikipedia. I don't fact check this. I don't verify in this. So take everything in these videos with a grain of salt. It's mostly going to be true. It's Wikipedia, but there's going to be some occasional misinformation in these videos just by the nature of sometimes there's going to be a Wikipedia that's got some fact wrongs, whatever. So Castillo, the president there, got impeached on the same day and ceased to be present after the Constitutional Court rejected his dissolution of Congress. Huh, well, that's interesting. The Rattlesnake Fire was a wildfire started by an arsonist on July 9, 1953 in Grindstone Canyon? What's Grindstone Canyon? Apparently it's a valley in Utah County, Utah? All right. Wait, no. Read the rest of the sentence on the wiki page. On the Mendocino National Forest, Northern California. So what is that other stuff about there being a Grindstone Canyon in Utah? I just found a different... See, this is why it's important to take these videos with a grain of salt. This wiki page says it's in Northern California. Some wiki data website I just Googled before, because I couldn't be bothered to read the rest of the sentence, said it was Grindstone Canyon was in Utah. So maybe there's two Grindstone Canyons? Anyways, there was a fire. Oh, that's a bummer, though. It killed one Forest Service employee and 14 volunteer firefighters. Well, that's a buzzkill. Side note, how do you guys feel about me talking about like bummer things of like where people died? Should I keep those out of the video and try to keep it more like fun facts, interesting stuff? Or are you guys like not fazed by like talking about people dying? I don't know. I'm not sure I want these videos to be like bummers, you know? Let me know in the comments down below what you're looking for from these videos. And yes, I know that some of you want me to do like pick one thing and do like, talk about this one thing and deep dive on it and da-da-da. Like, I could do that, but that's a lot more work. And I tried it before when I did a video about the country Namibia, and the video didn't do very well. Y'all didn't watch very long. Okay, this sounds interesting. The Cosmos 1669 was a Progress spacecraft used to resupply the Salyut 7 space station. What's a Progress spacecraft? The Progress is a Russian expendable cargo spacecraft. Its purpose is to deliver the supplies needed to sustain a human presence in orbit. Okay, gotcha. It's a supply craft to take food and stuff up. Gotcha. Anything interesting about it on here? It docked with the aft port of Salyut 7 on July 21st, 1985. It was the second cargo spacecraft to visit Salyut 7 after its reactivation. Delivered new spacesuit. As of 2009, Cosmos 1669 is the only Progress spacecraft to receive a Cosmos designation, which is usually reserved for military, experimental, and failed spacecraft. This might have been due to an error. Not sure that's worth going in the video, but you tell me. Okay, this might be interesting. Combat of the Koa. On July 24th, 1810, the Combat of the Koa was a military engagement that occurred during the Peninsular War period of the Napoleonic Wars. It took place in the valley of the Koa River, and it was the first significant battle for the new army of 65,000 men controlled by Marshal André Massena, as the French prepared for their third invasion of Portugal. 3 times? Why? What is over there that you want so bad? Aren't the French known for like losing every war they were in? Wasn't there like some kind of like Google meme about that? As the British-Portuguese forces were outnumbered here, on July 22, General Arthur Wesley, 1st Duke of Wellington, sent Brigadier General Robert Crawford a letter saying that he was not desirous of engaging in an affair beyond the Koa. They didn't want to fight. On July 24, Crawford's light division, with 4,200 infantry, 800 cavalry, and 6 guns, was surprised by the sight of 20,000 troops under Marshal Michel Ney. Rather than retreat and cross the river as ordered by Wellington, Crawford chose to engage the French, narrowly avoiding disaster. This dude just wanted to fight. Outnumbered, doesn't care, still fights. He's a mad lad. The French objective was to force the light division back across the Koa in order to besiege Almeida. They succeeded after hard fighting, but then launched a costly assault across the Koa, suffering heavy casualties. So this is a map containing the positions of the beginning of combat forces in the Koa, and shows the indication of the movement of units. Unfortunately, it's not English, but I'm guessing this right here, the red is the French army, something of infantry French. So this is the French army over here. Maybe this line down here is the Koa, and this over here is the other guys they're talking about. So the French are pushing to the west. Crawford committed a serious tactical error by choosing to fight with an unfordable river at his back while badly outnumbered. As such, in the early hours of 24 July, I guess Wikipedia likes to do it the way other people do it. In America, we say July 24th. After a night of torrential rain, Ney sent forth Ferré and Loison's divisions to engage the Allies. I can't talk. I'm sorry. I suck at this. I'm gonna get better at this. All right, we're gonna practice this. After we've done these kind of videos like a dozen times, we'll figure out what works. We'll get good at it. But just know that I'm not putting like 20 hours working these videos. I'm making them like, I record for an hour and like, all right, edit it for 2 hours. Like, okay, here we go. You know, it's gonna be a practice makes perfect kind of thing. A company of the 95th Rifles came under fire from French artillery as they moved into attack. French voltigeurs, what are voltigeurs? The voltigeurs were French military skirmish units created in 1804 by Emperor Napoleon. And here's like a picture of what they might have looked like, maybe. French voltigeurs of the 32nd then came up and took the fight to the bayonet, and the heavily outnumbered British broke and fled. The guns of Almeida opened fire on the 95th Rifles, mistaking them for French because of their dark uniforms. Wait, did they shoot their own guys? They then fell under attack by the French 3rd Hussars. Wait, French had hussars? A hussar was a member of a class of light cavalry. So they're like dudes riding horses. Okay. So they fell under attack by the French 3rd Hussars, supported by 2 companies of dragoons. Wait, dragoons? I thought that was like video game stuff. Remember, I've definitely played games that had like dragoons in them. Dragoons were originally a class of mounted infantry who used horses for mobility, but dismounted to fight on foot. Oh, okay. Why would you not stay on the horse to fight? British troops of the 43rd came to assist them. Though fierce fighting broke out, the French advance was halted. Despite orders from Wellington to fall back across the River Koa, Crawford decided to hold his ground as more French arrived and began to deploy in formation. The 15th Chasseurs à Cheval, whatever that means, then charged to the south to outflank the British 52nd Light Infantry, while Fourier's French brigade attacked the British position near a windmill positioned at the British right. Did you use the word position twice that sentence? You did. Advancing through rough terrain while Almeida's guns were firing upon them. The French infantry charged the British with fixed bayonet and, under mounting pressure, the Allies began to fall back, isolating themselves from the 43rd Light Infantry under attack by the 15th Chasseurs. Are you following and keeping up this? Because I'm having a hard time keeping track of who's fighting who. The 3rd Hussars came into the fight, and Crawford's men took heavy casualties. All this time, while Ney's assaults were being slowed by awful terrain, Almeida was slowly being isolated from the Allied force. Crawford, realizing his situation that the French were threatening his only escape, the bridge crossing the River Coa, ordered a withdrawal across the River Coa with the British 52nd and 43rd Light Infantry, as well as the 95th Rifles protecting their retreat. For the British, matters only became worse. A supply wagon turned over and caused a traffic jam in the retreat across the bridge. The French were gradually driving back the British divisions protecting the withdrawal. Crawford then ordered these troops to fall back and take position in the heights overlooking the bridge and hold that position until the retreat had been made. The French took the heights, but in a move that took the Ney's forces completely by surprise, the Allies made an assault and held their opponents at bay long enough for the main body of the British Portuguese to make it across to the other side of the River Coa. So they managed to retreat, but overall this is it was a bad play on Crawford's part. Assault across the Coa. With the French driving the light division back, Ney then attempted attacking across the Coa. In the first attempt, Grenadiers of the 66th surged towards the bridge under a hail of musketry and cannon fire, failing to get more than halfway across the bridge. The second, more strongly pressed offensive was made by the elite Chasseurs de la Siege Light Infantry. De la Siege means of the siege in French. I know a little bit of French. Ullman writes that they had flung themselves at the bridge and pushed on till it was absolutely blocked by the bodies of the killed and the wounded, until they themselves had been almost literally exterminated. For out of a battalion of little more than 300 men, 90 were killed and 147 wounded in less than 10 minutes. Holy crap, these guys went nuts. The final attack was once more led by the 66th, which was beaten off with little difficulty. Results. The battle ended with the French having, despite the setback of the bridge, driven the light division from the field. Having been beaten back and only narrowly escaped a total rout, Crawford's forces withdrew at midnight, leaving Massena free rein to lay siege to Almeida. Napier and Oman stated that the British Light Division held off the entire 20,000 troops under Ney. However, it was only Fourier and Loisen's division that actually engaged the Light Division. French forces engaged were around 6,000 pitched against 4,000 British Portuguese. Oh, so they weren't actually doing like a battle of 4,000 versus 20,000, whatever it was. It was only 4,000 versus 6,000. That's still like a pretty heavily outnumbered situation though, like 3-2. Casualties are hard to determine. Both the French and the British Portuguese were biased. Imperial propaganda reported Allied casualties to be at 1,200, while many British sources claimed the loss of 36 killed and 189 wounded as well as 83 missing. On the other hand, French casualties are easier to determine, as both the Allies and French estimated around 500 dead or wounded. The great majority of these casualties were due to Ney's futile attack across the bridge. So this shows the location of Coa Valley in Portugal, this little red thing right there. So I guess my main takeaway from this is don't fight superior numbers. Also, bridges are good for holding the line. Interesting, I guess. But yeah, as you can see, I'm still in the process of figuring out what I'm doing with this. I do like the idea of just like random factoids, and you know, some videos might have like a couple of small factoids and then me talking about some random siege that happened for like 5 minutes. I don't know how long that ends up being after editing. Or some video might be like me talking about like 12 different small little facts. There might be the occasional video where I talk about like, oh, this fun fact for like almost the entire video. I don't know. I think there's something here that could work with this format of video. It's just going to take some time to figure it out, and I'm going to figure it out through the process of doing it. So stick around for a few weeks. So, a few weeks from now, a month from now, we'll probably have figured out what works and how much is this going to be me like finding things and researching it, or me kind of like improving it. I don't know. I'll listen to your feedback in the comments. I won't act on all the feedback because, well, y'all want different things. Some people like the chaos. Some people want just one thing. We'll figure it out over time. But smash that like button. Let's go.